and welcome to Ursprung. And welcome to Ursprung Gymnasium. I am here with my partner Dario, ready to kick off some OAC play in women's basketball. Your home, Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets are hosting the Otterbein University Cardinals. Dario, how you feeling today?
Feeling really good, Jason. The Lady Yellow Jackets are 3-2 overall, 1-0 in the OAC. So they'll definitely be looking to continue this OAC winning streak that they got started with their first game. And I think that there's a few players on the Yellow Jackets team that would be instrumental in them possibly getting the victory today. Do you just want to highlight a few of those for us?
Yeah, just looking at the last time for the Yellow Jackets, a nice 53-46 win over Mount Union. Me and you were here both to call that game where BW was able to mount a comeback late in the second half, led by Sydney Clark. Sydney Clark, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, and 50% from the field. 1 assist and no turnovers. Had 2 blocks though, so a stat stuffer game for Sydney Clark, who, as a senior leader of this team, pulled it through in the second half and was able to bring this team back. What do you remember seeing in that last game out there? We need to see more of today if BW is going to get a win.
Yeah, and I remember we talked about Sydney Clark briefly within that third quarter interval. We were mentioning herself and Janaea Feaster as the 2 players that would have to come in and have an impact in order for the Yellow Jackets to win that game. And so they did. Sydney Clark shooting about 44% from the field on the season and averaging 14 points, leading BW in terms of scoring. But that is not the only place that her production comes from, because if you look at her rebound statistics, she's also second in rebounds, and she is leading the team in block shots. So Sydney Clark's putting in quite the shift, both on offense and defense, for this Yellow Jackets team so far this season, and definitely something that we need to see more of if they plan to have a successful OAC campaign.
And as we look at this Otterbein Cardinals team, led out by head coach Connie Richardson in her 25th season from Otterbein University, class of '86 grad of Heidelberg. This Otterbein team is 4-2, 0-1 in OAC play. This Otterbein team's looking nice though. They are led out by Amira Huck, averaging 14.8 points per game, 2.3 assists, and 6.8 rebounds. She's shooting 82% from the field and 82% from the free throw line, 52% from the field. And this Otterbein team is definitely looking to get rolling after they're taking an early loss at the beginning of their season. They lose in Ada, Ohio to Ohio Northern, making that 0-1 in the conference, playing them. And here in this second game with BW, they definitely think this is a matchup that they can keep up with this team. What's a player that you have highlighted for this Otterbein team that can make an impact?
Well, for the Otterbein team, I think along with Huck, you definitely want to highlight Abby Midgery. She's the leader in terms of assists per game, averaging about 4.2. But most noteworthy is that she's also the leader in steals. I mentioned that as the most noteworthy point because in BW's last encounter, we witnessed them turning over the ball way too often, just being careless in possession. But also, we witnessed them stealing the ball quite often too. So I want to note that there are a lot of players that are racking up steals on this Otterbein University team, but those are the same players who are likely to turn over the ball. So that's an aspect of the game that I think Coach Sherry here, being in her 26th season, would have definitely talked about with her players throughout the course of their practice sessions. And they will come out today and be a little bit more careful with the ball and try to take their opportunities when they do get it.
Yes, indeed. And I know something we definitely spoke about last week, and that was the deficit in the rebound column for the Yellow Jackets, allowing 44 total rebounds, 31 defensive, 13 offensive, only accounting for 34 rebounds themselves, 27 on the defensive side and 7 on the offensive side. Definitely an area that I think BW is going to have to get a hold on if they want to come out with a W here today. like I said, most of that Mount Union game, Mount Union was actually leading that game, and a lot due to second chance points and just being able to get the loose balls, getting the long rebounds, and be able to giving themselves 2 and 3 times to score the ball. They were however, able to hold Mount Union at just 27% from the field and just a 9% from the three-point line. We saw a lot of defense on the perimeter from, as I mentioned, Janaea Feaster, Mackenzie Colombo, Allison Hellis. All of these girls are definitely very handsy and get after it on the defensive side of the ball in the perimeter. But I would like to see the improvement on the interior defense. We've seen a couple teams coming in here and been able to get some easy buckets in the paint. If you look at the game that Annie Bova had last week for Mount Union, she had herself a day. 22 total points, 7 rebounds, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, 7 of 4 from the field, and a lot of those buckets were off penetration. I definitely think that's an area that they're going to have to improve in.
Yeah, and Annie Bova provided a different type of threat than Amira Huck will provide tonight. I think rebounds will be even more crucial tonight, as Huck is leading her team in rebounds with 41 rebounds on the season. She's a big player and she's a big game player, so BW will definitely want to pick up those rebounding statistics. And I think the only way for them to do that is through Ara Lemon. She is their leader in terms of rebounds, averaging 6.2 per game, with Sydney Clark following closely behind at 5.6. But Lemon is really their specialist in terms of pulling down defensive rebounds, and I think that will be key, not to give this Otterbein team many second opportunities and definitely no third opportunities if they plan to win this game tonight. But you did make mention of the field goal percentages, and I think Baldwin Wallace could have used a little bit of boost in that statistic also, shooting at 34.5 from the field.
We're going to take a break from the action here right now for the national anthem. We will be back right after this.
Just want to say thanks to the BW band for that beautiful instrumental rendition of the national anthem. Always appreciate to have them in the building supporting the basketball games.
Definitely always an appreciation of our band as well as the soldiers and the fallen ones who are fighting for our country that we honor with the national anthem. We're going to get some starting lineups for you guys for BW. Starting at guard of number 5, a sophomore guard from Fairview Park, Katie Smith. Along with her at the guard position, number 21, the junior guard out of Strasburg, Mackenzie Colombo. At the forward position, number 25, Sydney Clark, a junior forward out of Lake Ridge Academy. And at the forward positions, number 22, Rachel Wommeldorf, the freshman out of Olentangy. And then rounding it off, number 23, the junior Clara Lemon, 5'11" forward out of Louisville.
And for the Otterbein University Cardinals, Stadnick Gad, they have number 11, a junior from Johnstown, Marissa Sheets. Number 20, Kirsten Taylor, a sophomore from Cambridge. Number 24 from North Royalton, the sophomore guard, Abby Midgery. Number 32, Amira Huck, a senior forward from Zanesville. And number 44, Danny Kissel, a freshman guard from Cincinnati. Their head coach is Connie Richardson, and she's ably assisted by Diana Knowles and Carly Flowers.
So those are your starting lineups, and we are preparing for tip-off right now. Your referees for today's game, Jim Sharpman, Dan Potopsley, along with Nick DeSarcery.
And both these teams will be eager to get a win here tonight. Baldwin Wallace, coming into this, their second OAC encounter, definitely want to keep the small winning streak that they have going and go 2-0 in OAC. However, Otterbein University, coming off of a loss in Ada, Ohio, to Ohio Northern University, will be eager to get their first win of the OAC and hopefully take that momentum throughout the season.
So as we prepare for tip-off, out at midcourt for the Cardinals, Amaria Huck, along with number 22, Rachel Walmerdorf for the Yellow Jackets. And the tip is controlled by the Yellow Jackets. Colombo ready to control this offense. She kicks it to Clara Lemon in an early bucket. Credit that assist to Sydney Clark, and Clara Lemon will definitely look to pick up on what she had from last game. Just 8 points on 3 of 8 shooting, so we'll definitely look to see more post action from her today.
Yeah, Clara Lemon averaging 6 points on the season. Not at all true show of what she can do. And with that stat, hopefully she could get some more points tonight.
And a turnover early from the Otterbein Cardinals. Something that they do quite frequently, 100 the year. So BW will look to capitalize on that. Sydney Clark has the ball at the top of the key. That's Colombo on the wing. She has a screen from Walmerdorf and doesn't take it. Katie Smith drives. She picks up her dribble and kicks to Walmerdorf, who takes a two-pointer. And the mid-range jumper for the freshman Walmerdorf is good, and something we speak of on these broadcasts all the time is the freshman contribution that these Yellow Jackets have been getting this season.
Yeah, definitely a bright future for this program with so many freshmen and sophomores being able to contribute so well.
And that ball is out of bounds, last touched by the Jackets. And as I mentioned, this Cardinals team led in scoring by their post lady, Amaria Huck. That's Miduri under the rim inbounding. She inbounds to Taylor, who takes a post shot, is no good. Rebounded by Lemon, who quickly. Clark tries a pass through traffic, intended for Katie Smith, but just a little bit behind her, and the Cardinals will retain possession.
Yeah, just a little bit, but early on, Lemon showing her dominance on the boards, coming down to that rebound under pressure and being able to get the team right.
And you've got to love the physicality on the boards of the front court of this BW team. And the Otterbein Cardinals are rotating the ball. That Sheets with the ball in the corner. She kicks at the Huck, and a strong move from Huck is no good, but a second chance points. An early offensive rebound for Amaria Huck, and she's on the board with 2 here early.
And a few of the aspects we talked about there for Baldwin Wallace coming into play. Just giving up that second chance and Huck being able to capitalize on it. So BW team, and in particular Clara Lemon, need to be looking to shut Huck down early on.
Walmerdorf with a nice dribble off and a shot off the dribble from mid-range, and some early offense from the freshman, something you usually don't see earlier for her, more of a hustle player, but showing her offensive skill set as she's hit 2 early mid-range jumpers for the Yellow Jackets. Otterbein is rotating the ball. The feed was inside to Taylor, just off her hands, and it's going to be BW ball. And Otterbein is coming with the group subs early, a whole new 5 in for the Cardinals. So with 7:26 remaining in this first quarter, Otterbein already has a group of 5 subs in, and this is something that BW is used to doing. When we watch this Yellow Jacket game, we're used to seeing up to 14 girls play in the whole game. And Sherry Harris, as we mentioned, loves to rotate as Wommeldorf misses that mid-range shot, but maybe Sherry Harris getting a taste of her own medicine as we are seeing the Cardinals here with a whole new lineup, and that's Cardinal at the top of the key. Swinging the ball around. Hartley Carr has it on the wings. He's trying to drive on Katie Smith, and good defense from Katie Smith. And 6 seconds remaining. The Cardinals are going to have to get off the shot here. It's a step back three for Cardinal, and it is rejected. And it will be BW ball, so early defense and some subs here early as Katie Smith and Colombo check out, and Feaster along with Allison Hellis, and it looks like Megan Schubert is going to come in now. So early subs here. We're looking at just 6:44 remaining, and you know, already 10 girls on the floor for Otterbein and 8 for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and Sherry Hare has become somewhat notorious for using substitutions during games, and now we're seeing similar tactics here by the Otterbein coaches. So interesting to see how this one plays out with both teams keeping fresh legs on the field. We should have some dynamic basketball being played here this afternoon.
Definitely a lot of defense, and I'm expecting from both of these teams if we have fresh legs on the floor. This Yellow Jacket team is playing some pesky always as we see them pester defenders from the perimeter. That is a nice drop step from Pike, who was able to get into the paint, and something that I spoke of before the game, that interior defense from the Yellow Jackets is something that really is going to have to tighten up in preventing some of these easy buckets. Feaster drives baseline. That pass is intercepted, and she's got her dribble right now, and then she's going to stop and pull it back and kick it to her guard, Cardinal. Then she will set the offense up. So it's Cardinal taking the screen from Ross. She's going to dribble it around. That three is up and no good from Hartley Carr, but a rebound by Ross. And we're seeing more and more of this. Offensive rebounds here early in this game.
Definitely something that has been plaguing this Baldwin Wallace team for the past 2 games. And already head coach Sherry here looked a little bit frustrated with the early encounter. So hopefully something that they could improve on in the coming minutes.
And some subs here for the Yellow Jackets. Again, so 5 new girls on the floor as Alyssa Monroe checks in along with Alex Starr, another freshman. So we're looking at a completely different 10 girls that we were looking at tip-off and 3. Feaster has the ball at the top of the key. She's driving left. She kicks it to Monroe. Monroe and Feaster, along with Hellis, part of the vicious bench attack for the Yellow Jacket team. And another turnover stolen by Hartley Carr. She kicks it forward, and the fast break layup is no good for Pfeiffer. Schubert secures the rebound, and Feaster back for the Jackets. That's Hellis checking her feet. Takes a screen from Schubert and gives to Schubert. Schubert dribbles. That passes to Alex Starr. Her three-point shot is up and no good. Rebound to Carr. And this Otterbein offense will look to set it up. There's the entry pass to the paint. That shot is up and no good by Pfeiffer. Back and forth going as the Yellow Jackets are coming back at it. That's a mid-range jumper from Alyssa Monroe. This is up and no good. Something that you won't usually see. Alyssa Monroe, usually a short hit when she's as wide open as she just was. And a miss, but a block by Megan Schubert. And an aggressive rebound as bodies were around trying to grab the ball from her. And I know this is something we spoke of last game, is the physicality of Schubert. One of the taller bodies on the court, able to contest a shot, block a shot, and secure a rebound. Definitely something that BW can use in that front court.
Yeah, definitely. And Schubert didn't start out the last game great by any means, but she came up big at crucial points in time where she needed to be. Just be body in the paint to get those rebounds and, you know, offset the other team.
More new bodies in the game for both teams, and that is another steal from Fiera Cruz, who is having herself a game already on the defensive side. 3 early steals. And this Otterbein team is definitely looking to pressure this Yellow Jacket team as that rebound is up and no good. Mackenzie Colombo with the rebound. She's going to pull it back as there's no numbers for her team. Last week, a little pressure as Ali Cardinal is giving the full court defensive look to Mackenzie Colombo. And
definitely turnovers are many for both teams here.
Jab step from Colombo. She kissed to Womerdorf. Swings to Clark. Clark pass fakes and she feeds to Womerdorf. It's down by Lemon. Up and no good again. And here comes this Otterbein Cardinals offense. Nice defense from Mackenzie Colombo, preventing the entry pass to Huck. So Otterbein will take the ball out on the side with just over a minute remaining in this opening quarter, and Katie Smith will check out. Hannah Fecht will check into the game, who we saw have herself a very impactful game for these Yellow Jackets last game, coming off the bench. Hannah Fecht with just 3 points, but definitely played a lot of defense. She had 1 rebound, a block, a steal, so an energy player again, another freshman. And BW's got a lot of this, so interested to see what the future holds with all of these freshmen be able to get in rotation here early in their careers.
Definitely, and the last game was a very scrappy one. So although only having 3 points, it really comes down to the point in time where she scored them, you know?
Indeed, indeed. And Huck with a strong offensive rebound for the Cardinals, and she's appearing right now to be a force to be reckoned with on the board. Just under 7 total rebounds on the season. And she will shoot 2 as she was fouled. That free throw is up and good. Huck at 82% free throw shooter on the year. So definitely something that the Cardinals like to see, and that's her at the free throw line. And as I say that, she misses her second, so 1 of 2 from the line there, and she brings her team within 3 with 36 and counting remaining in this first quarter. Sydney Clark loses control of the ball, and it's going to be a turnover for Clark. So Otterbein will get the ball back with 30 seconds remaining. And a sub for Otterbein here late in the first quarter. Taylor Pfeiffer will check back into the game. Kirsten Taylor will check out. So Cardinal advancing the ball up court for the Cardinals. That kick is to Huck at the top of the key. She swings it. Kissel kicks it back to Huck. And Sheets is dribbling. She's got that kick back out, and the step back jumper is up and good for Danny Kissel, a freshman out of Cincinnati Mountain Notre Dame. So she knocks the game up with, she brings her team within 1 point as they mark that as a 2. So at the end of your first quarter, BW with just a 1 point lead over Otterbein, 13-12 here.
Yeah, and a real back and forth game so far. What do you think 26 season head coach Sherry Hare is saying to her girls in that huddle right now?
I definitely think she's keeping her team under control. As you know, they have nothing to panic about. A team that we've known, seeing them being able to play with teams and be able to keep it close and pull over at the end of the game. So more of a second half team. I don't think Sherry Hare is too disappointed with her team right now. I definitely think they would like to limit their turnovers a little bit, as we saw just some careless mistakes with the ball, but definitely something that BW will build on and be able to keep it cool. As I said, don't really have to worry about fatigue much with this team, as players are able to get blows and, you know, rotate in and out of the game. So maybe one of the reasons why we see such feisty defense for this Yellow Jackets team. And as we here at the end of the first, to bring you some quick stats, Otterbein just shooting 26% from the field, 50%, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, and 75% from the free throw line. BW having themselves a nice first quarter, 6 of 12 from the field at 50%, 100% from the three-point line, as we saw Monroe sink her first three-pointer and the first three-pointer for the Yellow Jackets. I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket basketball game is being brought to you by Dan Andrews and the Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Olympic Forest is committed to sustainability. along with Domino's Pizza. Call us in Berea at 440-891-0030 or go online at